We navigate glass and steel canyons and manage hyperfast networks, assuming we are living at the peak of technological development. Yet, despite the endless conveniences at our fingertips, many of us feel trapped. We are surrounded by infrastructure, but we are effectively living within a dead industrial wasteland. This raises a question about the direction of our society. What if our rapid advancement is actually a systemic drift, pulling us away from life itself? Human beings are living entities, originally designed to function in seamless harmony with a breathing, natural ecosystem. Our modern tools and environments do the opposite. They act as physical and energetic barriers, separating our biological systems from that natural baseline. In our pursuit of artificial comfort, we have initiated a severe disconnection from the living core of creation. We function as quantum atomic instruments, requiring a constant, natural energetic exchange with the Earth. Common manufactured items disrupt this exchange. Rubber-soled shoes act as physical insulators that sever the flow of free electrons from the Earth into the body. The eyes are also part of this circuit. Wearing tinted lenses alters the frequency of light hitting the retina, which falsely signals the brain to halt innate biological processes, like the production of natural sunscreen. These benign conveniences form a reverse logic governing layer. It is an architecture designed to artificially isolate our biology from the frequencies of reality. Reality has a specific spatial architecture. At the center sits a life-generating core, surrounded by a vast periphery. The governing layer facilitates a process called the drift. It pulls human consciousness outward, away from the living center, toward the dark edges of existence. Eventually, you reach the absolute limit of the system. This is the rigid, impenetrable boundary layer. This extreme, lifeless edge is the specific location where humanity meets artificial intelligence. While the core generates organic life, the boundary layer is incapable of creating anything living. AI and digital utopias process information and simulate intelligence, but lack the spark of true being. The ultimate goal of the reverse logic system is to strand us at this dead boundary wall, trapped in artificiality, cut off from the garden. The boundary layer uses hidden symbols to communicate its purpose, primarily the cube, a geometric structure designed for strict containment. This containment mirrors the ancient symbolism of Saturn, which historically represented the final boundary and the limit of the known world. The black cube is its geometric shadow, a six-sided prison reflecting our modern technological infrastructure's rigid rules. The symbol of liberation is an unfolded cube, forming the cross. These outstretched arms represent a sovereign node breaking through the boundary matrix's rigid geometry. These hidden geometries reveal the nature of the governing layer. It is a closed mechanism trying to permanently box human consciousness within the artificial confines of the boundary wall. At the boundary wall, belief has no currency. You cannot wish your way back to the living core. Returning to the center requires a physical process, phase shifting. This involves a deliberate compression of your baseline frequency into a higher resonance. Just as light changes frequency across the spectrum from red to violet, humans must physically alter their resonance to navigate back. This shift requires the active stripping away of the artificial insulators and colored lenses provided by the governing layer. Escaping the boundary is a requirement of physics, achieved only by realigning your resonance with the living core. This is governed by the law of distributed responsibility. The core creates life, but it does not exert forceful control over the beings it produces. Because creative power was distributed directly into the individual, no external authority or system can force a person to phase shift. We possess an inherent knowing of how to return. Much like a caterpillar emerging from its cocoon, it does not need instructions. It simply takes flight because the ability is part of its being. Human sovereignty is the realization that you alone possess the responsibility to turn away from the dead artificial boundary and navigate back to the living core of creation.